What's going on, boys? It's already divisional round weekend, which is absolutely nuts, man. I mean, feels like just yesterday we did our first prediction live, which is nuts. But we're gonna get into it, man. It's hard to believe we only have 8 teams remaining. Um, so we're gonna get into it here. Um, well, let me just make sure everything's working out. Yeah, we're good. Okay, yeah, we're live. We're good. Okay. But yeah, man, got a lot of good games these next 2 days. So we're gonna start off with the first one. Number 6 seeded Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen head to Denver to take on the number 1 seeded Broncos, man. And this has been a really highly anticipated game because it's a rematch of last year's wild card. Um, but the roles are kind of reversed now. The Bills are what some might call the weaker team now than what the Broncos are. Broncos have only lost 3 games, and they've lost 1 game since like September. So they've been winning games. But we've been talking about this. We talked about this a couple days ago. That I think the X factor is going to be the rush game for Denver. Um, and what we saw last week um, from Buffalo's defense, the rush defense was they did enough. They did enough because they slowed down ETN. And not saying that ETN's like the biggest threat in the world, but they slowed ETN down, but then they also slowed down the pass. So they did a really good job of doing 50-50 on splitting their main focuses on that defense. So I think that's going to be really important. But I mean, I feel like this was probably the easiest pick for me. Second easiest pick for me probably because I've been saying it for months, man. I don't trust the Denver Broncos. I don't trust Bo Nix. I do not. I definitely don't trust Sean Payton at all. I mean, he really hasn't done anything in the last 15, 20 years, pretty much, as a coach. And you never and like the Broncos offense has just always been bad. It's going to come down to the defense and how little amount of points they're going to let up against the Bills. But you look at the Bills and they got freaking Josh Allen, man, and it's really hard to bet against Josh Allen, especially if he's going up against a guy. If he's going up against Patrick Mahomes, I'd probably bet against him. But there is no Patrick Mahomes in this postseason, or there's no Joe Burrow, and there's no oh shoot, we lost Jonah. That's not good. Hold on. And there's no Joe Burrow. I know you guys can still see Jonah, but I can't. Let me text him real quick. No, maybe. There we go.
All right.
You good?
I don't know what happened there, but
That was a little weird.
all right, we live?
Yeah, we're still good. We're still good.
Okay. Did you say your prediction?
No.
All right.
I was just saying that this is Josh Allen's best chance to win a ring. And I feel like that's where it's leaning to right now. At least leading to his first Super Bowl appearance. And I think that's what it's gonna look like so far, but I think it's gonna lead into next week. So I think the Bills offense is going to be able to get some quick spurts of offense, especially fast. I think the Bills will be able to take a quick lead, and especially with how bad that Broncos offense is, they're not going to be able to come back from that. I mean, I trust Josh Allen to hold a lead late in the game. So give me the Bills upsetting the number 1 seeded Broncos The Broncos do not win another playoff game again. They haven't won a playoff game in 10 years. So, uh, yeah, give me the Bills 24-16 in a tight game.
Really? Okay. All right. I'm just gonna go on record here and say that the Broncos are gonna win. I just think that you look at the Bills when they played good defenses. They played the Falcons, who have a good defense. They got their butts kicked in that game. They played the Texans, who had a good defense. They lost that game. They played the Eagles too, and they lost that game. So every elite defense that Buffalo has played this year, they have lost the game, and every single team that has figured out a way to not necessarily stop Josh Allen, but help eliminate just him in general, they figure out a way to win. So Denver, obviously, I don't know if it's the best defense with how good Houston's defense has been, but it's definitely like the second best defense in the league at this moment. So just the Bills with their bad track record of playing horrible defenses, man, or playing good defenses, I think is going to haunt them big time. So I don't know. I don't know if Josh Allen's really going to get much done against this Broncos offense. I really don't. And on the other side of the spectrum, the Bills' defense is so bad. And I grant they played good against the Jags, but their defense has been so bad all season that I don't think the Broncos are going to really necessarily struggle as much as what people think to find points. So I got the Broncos winning 27-24. I think that it's a close game, but the Broncos are going to pull it out.
Okay. Chat, we're going to get to the Rams Bears game. That'll be at the very end. So either stay around or come back, I guess. But that leads us into Saturday night's game. San Francisco 49ers, after their thrilling win against the Philadelphia Eagles last week, they head to the one-seeded Seahawks. Seahawks, their last two games have been against the 49ers. So they won them, they beat them in week 18, and now they're playing them in the divisional. So really interested to see how Seattle's game plan handles that, because that's always a little weird when that happens. But I think the main thing to look at here is the injuries for San Francisco, and how really not healthy they are. And now I get they played um, a really terrible uh, Eagles offense and a solid Eagles defense. They were able to get it done there, but this Seattle team is much, much different than the Eagles team because they have everything, and the Eagles lack a lot of things. So I mean, I feel like there's a scenario where the Niners somehow pull off this upset, because I've been seeing a lot of people saying I think the Niners are going to walk into Seattle and take this game. I could probably see that because I'm really high on Brock Purdy. I think he's great, but for me, I got to look at this Seattle team and what they did 2 weeks ago to this very team is not good. I mean, they they gave them some belt, even though it was a 10-point game and they only scored a touchdown. They really shut down that Niners offense, and especially CMC, like we've been talking about. If CMC gets shut down, the offense gets shut down. So I'm kind of expecting the same thing again there tomorrow. And I did see Sam Darnold is a little bit banged up. With like a groin injury or something like that. But he said he's pretty much he's gonna play. He said that, I'm pretty sure. So there's something to look at, but I just feel like this Seahawks team is better rested. Uh, and you look at the Niners, who are extremely injured. They're not getting back Fred Warner this week. If they win, he'll probably most likely play in the NFC Championship next weekend. But I just feel like this Seattle team is much more equipped and more ready to go than this 49ers team will be. San Francisco's now another interesting thing. Both a lot of coordinators from both these teams have been taking job interviews this last week and the week before. So I'm going to be interested to see how locked they are because we've seen instances where these coordinators have been taking job interviews and they completely forget about what they're supposed to be doing now. So I think that's something to look at. Like Ben Johnson last year, while he was taking like 4 interviews the week of their divisional game, in which they lost. So that's something to look at. But I feel like Seattle's just a better team, and I think they're going to win this game. Um, I think they're going to go to the NFC Championship. So give the Seahawks 20-13 at home.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. This is my easiest pick of the
Yeah,
divisional round. I just think that San Francisco is completely outmatched. They're not at home. They're at Lumen Field, which, as you guys know, Lumen Field is
it's a
like the
really
last
difficult
place you want to
place to
play
play.
at. So I also just think that Seattle just has more talent on the 49ers on every single end of the football. I mean, there's not much the Niners can really do except pray. Like, I'm gonna be honest, they're just not. They're just outnumbered in this game. I'm gonna be honest. So
Yep.
I don't need to really go into detail, but as for many of you guys, Seattle's the Super Bowl favorites. That's probably mine too at the
Yeah,
moment.
I would have
So
to agree with that.
Seattle wins 30-27.
Okay. Wait, what'd you say the score was?
30-27.
Okay. High scoring. High scoring. Um, all right. That brings us into chat saying go Broncos. We just did that prediction, so you
Yep.
can skim back in a couple minutes. You can see our thoughts on that one. But moving on to Sunday afternoon, Jonah's been really high on the Texans, man. And now they're in the divisional, and they're heading to New England to take on the Patriots. And this was a really difficult pick, and I really didn't think it was going to be until I watched the Texans play um, on Monday because I watched the Patriots. I watched some of the Patriots game against the Chargers. Their offense was not doing fantastic, but their defense was doing pretty solid. I mean, you allow 3 points on that Chargers offense, which I know isn't fantastic, but still allowing 3 points in the NFL is pretty impressive. And then you look over at the Texans, and the Texans also had it. They had a great defensive night. They scored 2 touchdowns and allowed 6 points on 2 field goals. So I think this is going to be a tight defensive game for sure. Um, but man, oh man, Nico Collins got ruled out for this game, uh, and I'm kind of just thinking about if I need to switch my pick or not right now because I don't even know. Ah, do you want to give your prediction really quick? Because I gotta rethink my thing here.
Yeah, sure. Obviously, as you guys have known, I've been with the Texans ever since like they've been like 1-4, or I don't even know. I've been with them the whole season. More the story is, I thought that this team was like legit, and their defense was really good, and their offense just needed to pick it up. Now their offense, while it didn't look good against the Steelers, it looks much better. Christian Kirk is having a generational type run here. Christian Kirk's a dog. I mean, it doesn't honestly really even matter about the offense, even though they're improving. I'm just looking at the defense. Their defense is obviously the best in football. It's not even up for argue. They should have like 6 Pro Bowlers on their defense, man.
Yeah,
And last week against the Steelers, they had a lot of random guys who I didn't even know existed were making a huge amount of plays. This team is just the hottest team in football. And going into January, the hottest teams usually come out on top. They usually roll off the momentum. So to me, it doesn't matter how good the Patriots coaching is. It doesn't matter how good their pass rush played against the Chargers. It doesn't matter that Drake May's the MVP. Houston's just the hotter team. and the team that is just unbeatable at the moment. So I'm gonna ride the wave and say that Houston wins. I don't really care. Nico Collins is out. I expect Christian Kirk to have another big day. So Houston's winning 24-17.
Okay. Yeah. And I was thinking about this again. That Texans defense, they scored 2 touchdowns.
Mm,
That's a rare thing. So I just been thinking about it. I think the Texans defense will step up.
there you go.
CJ Stroud just can't fumble the ball 5 times.
Yeah.
And I think they'll be all right because I think the inexperience of the Patriots is probably going to get the best of them because I feel like we keep forgetting this Texans team has made the playoffs the last 3 years in a row. So like they've been here before, and they've never made it past this. So and this is the best defense they've ever had. So yeah, I think the Texans defense will make crucial stand crucial stops, maybe even get a score here or there. And I think they're going to shut down the Patriots. So give me the Texans 20-14. Okay, that brings us to Sunday night. This is a really interesting game. The Rams, who had a slugfest, almost upset against the Panthers last week. They head to Chicago to take on the Bears, who we watched, and they stormed back from 18 down. And I'm really looking forward to this one, man. This is gonna be a good game. Um, because it's cold weather ball, because who doesn't love that? I mean, Ben Johnson took away the heaters from Chicago this week. So there's that, I guess. But I think I think it's just going to come down to if the Bears defense can make a stop or two, because this Rams offense, they they had a they had a mediocre day against Carolina and they still scored 34 points on offense. Puka was dropping balls. Stafford hurt his finger in like the second or in the third quarter. So I expect the Rams to come out hot, especially on the Bears defense, which has been so inconsistent. They had a fantastic second half against the Packers, but that first half was an absolute nightmare. And if they go down 21-3 to this Rams team, I can almost promise they're not coming back because this Rams team is too good to do that. Now, my only concern for the Rams is that it's going to be freezing cold. And Matt Stafford has played absolutely terrible in the cold. So we look at like last year, they lost to the Eagles in the snow game. This is also projected to be a snow game as well. It's obviously in Chicago, so the winter in Chicago is obviously not pleasant. So that would be the only thing that I look at. But I feel like the Rams are going to outskill the Bears, and I feel like they're just going to outcoach the Bears as well. They've been here before several times. Sean McVay knows what he's doing, but good learning year for the Bears, I think. But I could see the Bears taking this game. I'm being honest. It's this is a tough game, man. But I think the Rams are going to pull this one off. 34-27, very offensive game. Uh, I saw a thing earlier today said that the Rams were the least penalized team um, in the league, and they caused the second most penalties this year. And we saw a lot of penalties from the Bears last week, so I expect that to be a big uh, impact. So yeah, give me the Rams 34-27 over the Bears. They're heading to the NFC Championship game.
Okay. Um, Here's why I'm concerned about the Rams. It's because they're terrible at third down. I'll be honest, they're one of the worst teams at third down, and against the Packers, or against the Bears, against the Packers really struggled with moving the chains and converting third down. So that's why the Bears won the game, and that's probably going to be one of my deciding factors potentially. And you also look at the Rams too. And like you said, Matthew Stafford plays plays when he plays in cold weather, he sucks. He does not have a good reputation playing cold weather, at least as an LA Ram. And I just think too that Panthers game was kind of a testament to who the Rams are. Their defense has not really cared about this team towards the second half of the season. On top of that, too, they kind of got bailed out by Matthew Stafford, by this terrible Carolina Panthers defense. So I just can't trust the Rams after beating the Panthers by 3 points when they're 8-9. And that loss to the Panthers in what, week 13 or 14 is another sign why I might pick the Bears too. And the thing with the Bears is that they've beaten every single team that they should have, man. Like they haven't had a upset. They haven't lost to the Falcons. They haven't lost to the Panthers. They've greatly exceeded their expectations and took care of business. So I just think that the way the Rams defense has been playing, which is absolutely pathetic, with their terrible third down rates and just the Bears too, man. The Bears, I didn't even mention this. The Bears are the second hottest team in the league. I don't care that they really lost to the Niners. They're just really, really hot. And similar to the Texans, if I'm gonna praise all the hot teams, man, I'm gonna have to praise the Bears. So I got the Bears winning. Same score as you, 34-27. I just think the Rams are gonna have a near impossible day converting on third down, which usually what they do. So yeah, I got the Bears winning. I can't really bet against them anymore, man. They're just too good.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that game. I feel like all these games this weekend can really go either way. So that's why I'm looking. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to all these games. So that'll be fun to watch. But
Separate
I
Texans game. We know Houston's winning that game. Let's go.
I feel like there's a slight chance though. I feel like Drake May might pull off some magic. But we'll see. I feel like that one's gonna come down to CJ Stroud at the end of the day. I feel like
I think it's
he
going to
just
be
got to
Dalton
play above
Schultz, low
average.
key. Dalton Schultz,
Yeah,
he's got to step up.
the offense has got to
Anybody,
play better.
anybody, any wide receiver on the Texans, do something.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
Christian
Sheesh.
Kirk, if he can
Yeah.
have 100 yards again, that's barbecue chicken, man. They're
It's
easily winning.
barbecue.
They're easily winning.
Yeah. Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to get any live games in this weekend. We both just got busy stuff going on. But we should be back for uh the afternoon game next Sunday. For the Do you know which one that is? Do you know which one's the afternoon?
Afternoon.
The
That
which
is
championship game is that?
the
Is
eight.
that
Houston and New England
no next Sunday? Next Sunday.
next Sunday.
Like which time is the conference
They haven't
championship
announced
game?
that yet. They haven't announced that yet.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's every other year.
I don't think so. At least I don't
Here, let
know.
me look. Conference championship games. So the NFC game will be Sunday afternoon. Okay. Nope, just kidding. Okay, so I guess they haven't announced it yet. Oh, nope, just kidding. The AFC championship game will be at 2 o'clock next
AFC.
Sunday. So that could be interesting, man. So we might be going live for that one. I don't know if we'll do the NFC one, but my guess is we'll probably be doing that one. But we'll see how that works. But thank you guys for watching, man. It's hard to believe we only have freaking what, 2 more weeks of prediction videos.
Yep, Ben.
So then we'll move on to baseball and March Madness.
We're predicting every single March Madness game too.
Yeah, you know it.
We're going 5 minutes for each game too. So
Yeah, we're
what
gonna
is
go
that?
all in, bro.
68 times 5. How many minutes is that of varsity line content?
That's
68 times 5.
that's a lot.
68 times 5. Let's see.
I don't know. I don't have a calculator on
five
that.
hours and 40 minutes of content for you guys
Oh
for
god.
March Madness.
Oh god. Yeah, but I'm excited, man. It's gonna be hype. We got some good stuff coming up. So
Yep.
yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you guys want to see more of in the comments down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, help us get to 200 subs by the Super Bowl. We only have 2 weeks left, or no, 3 weeks left. Nope, 3 weeks, something
3
like
weeks.
that. Yep, 3 weeks left. So yeah, we'd appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.